In this lesson, we're going to learn how to hold your sword in relation to your opponent. As we learned in the last lesson, hold the sword in your dominant hand in a normal grip. And then, with your hand relaxed at about waist level, point the tip at your opponent's face or throat. This is what I consider a true guard. A true guard provides a threat to your opponent, an immediate cause for him to have to move the tip of your sword in order to get to you. The reverse of the middle guard is the hanging guard. My elbow is raised, but other than that, it looks approximately the same. I have the same bend at the elbow of approximately 135 degrees. And so as I shift up and down, the tip stays pointed at my opponent. He's going to have to move it to get to me. However, I am limited in my attack options here. The only thing I can really do from a true guard is thrust straight in towards the opponent, either from the middle or from the hanging guard position. In order to cut, I'm going to need to assume a loaded guard. When you assume the loaded guard, you're going to lift the tip up away from the opponent, giving him an opportunity to potentially close the gap before you can make your attack. Although, there's a threat here too. When I'm holding my sword up, I'm saying, come on in, I'm going to make a cut when you try to cross the gap. This is a high right loaded position, middle right, low right, high left, middle left, and low left loaded positions. They don't always have to be this extreme. A loaded position might be short, allowing you to make short, quick cuts. But to make a bigger cut, I'd have to withdraw the sword to make that cut across. So which of these is the best guard to take? Well, there is no best guard. In fact, you don't want to be in any one of these guards for too long. If I stand in front of my opponent in a middle guard position, it won't take him long to figure out how he's going to move the tip of my sword to make a cut. Therefore, to keep him guessing and lead the dance, I want to be changing my guarded positions, my ready positions, flowing through them naturally, not forced, just kind of always moving so that the opponent has to always adjust to where I am. By keeping your opponent guessing, you're going to be the one controlling the fight. Now that you know how to hold the sword in a guarded position, let's look at your lower body. Footwork controls fights. If you can control the distance, the range, you can control what's happening in the action. And it all starts with your stance. You need to be in a balanced, stable position, ready for quick motion in all directions. So I recommend a stance that's approximately 1 shoulder width wide and 1 shoulder width long as well. Your toes should be pointing towards the opponent. Your back toe could be pointing off at a slight angle, but if you have it pointed all the way off to the side, it's going to restrict some of your motion. Think about how you normally walk. You normally walk with your toes pointed, generally forward, maybe out slightly. And that's exactly what you want to do in your stance here. Now, when I shift my weight from a 50-50 position into a 70-30 forward, this is called a forward stance. And if I were to shift my weight back, now I'm in a back stance. Now, the extreme of the forward stance is called the lunge. And now my feet are no longer 1 shoulder width, like you see here in this forward stance. They actually go onto a line. They line up for maximum stability in the forward to backward direction. And it also gives me maximum reach. I have 90% of the weight on the front foot and only 10% remains on my back foot. Now, when I retreat in the extreme, it's called a cat stance. And again, I have 90% of the weight only now on the back foot and 10% on the front. So I have leaned back out of range, moved back as far as I can. You want to practice shifting between your neutral fighting stance, forward stance, back stance, lunge, and cat stance positions while you're holding your sword in a middle guard, I'm in my cat, neutral, forward, cat, lunge with a thrust. We'll get to thrusts and strikes soon enough. I could practice them all from the high guard as well. High guard in my neutral position, forward, cat. Learn to move from all your positions with the sword, naturally, balanced, and then you'll be able to control the footwork and the rest of the fight.
Your homework for lesson 1.2 is to practice the true guards, the middle guard and the hanging guard. Practice the loaded guards, high, middle, and low on your left and right sides. And practice the 5 stances, the neutral fighting stance, forward stance, back stance, lunge, and cat stance. As you train, remember, guards are not static positions. Therefore, flow between the different guards. Also, maintain a balanced stance even though you're shifting from stance to stance. The goal of this lesson is to coordinate your upper and lower body.